The backseat beef, he break it all down, make a car feel deep. Storylines twist, I can't miss that talk. Champ runs, upsets, every heel turn shock. From legends in the ring to the kids on the block, we all tuned in when it's Scott. Yeah. Long drives, late nights, keep me wired. Laughs, hot takes, got the group chat fired. I feel backstage while I walk my route, like I'm right there live when the lights go out. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just ring, get the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. From the indie halls to the big show flames, he calling out names, breaking big time games. Title on the line, who's really that great? He talk move by move, plus the move backstage. You could be a day one or a first time fan. He gon' pull you in with the way he plans. Every joke, every rant, every bold recap. Got my head nodding like a crowd clap chant. When that theme hit, I know I'm locked in. Phone down, brain on, let the show begin. This my spot when the day feels rough. That one voice saying you belong with us. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang it, the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. When I say race to, you say wrestling. Race to wrestling. When I say you say Scott. Scott. We can't stop. Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. Sky got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just ring it, the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. Scott, we racing now. Let's go! Yeah. Turn your volume up. Scott, we racing now. Let's go! Race to wrestling, we don't slow down. Scott got the whole crowd loud. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang, hear the fans all shout. Hit that play, we gon' ride this route. Race to wrestling, shout it out. New week, new heat. I'm tuned in. Front seat. From the bell to the backseat beef, he break it all down, make a car feel deep. Storylines twist, I can't miss that talk. Champ runs, upsets, every heel turn shock. From legends in the ring to the kids on the block, we all tuned in when it's Scott. Yeah. Long drives, late nights, keep me wired. Laughs, hot takes, got the group chat fired. I feel backstage while I walk my route, like I'm right there live when the lights go out. Race to wrestling, we don't
Scott Free is going live. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Race to wrestling, we don't tap out. Bell just rang it, the fans all shout. Hit the right.
All right. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Raise the Wrestling podcast. I am your host himself, Scott. Let me do one more check to make sure everything is working. Boom. Wow. If you have any lag, I'm shooting on my backup channel on TikTok. So if you're on Scott's page, this is my backup page. So we're going to do a little bit of wrestling talk. I have a podcast called Race to Wrestling. That is what you are a part of today. So come on, Bethel. We're ready to have a wrestling talk. WWE. So I just want to make sure everything is working. Boom. That's working. Boom. What is going on, people? Like I said before, we're ready to have this conversation. Now, for the few people, make sure I can hear myself. Hold on, I can't hear my background. There you go. For the few people who were around on Monday, I tried to sneak in and do a Race to Wrestling podcast, and I'm gonna be honest, people. For the people who was in there, and it just abruptly stopped. It wasn't me. It was TikTok. They literally smacked me up offline. They said, "Get up out of here. You don't need to be here." Said we was in here bullying. So today we're gonna do a little bit different. We're gonna choose our words very carefully because I'm on strike number 2. I don't want to lose the little. I'm a YouTube and struggle streamer, yes, but I don't want to lose the little platform that we got. So I'm going to choose my words carefully, but I was very heated on Monday, coming off of the heels of Night of Champions. I was very disgusted. I was very, very perturbed. Let me use my words carefully. Very, very perturbed. And I was so perturbed that I was going off about how none of the stuff made any sense. And I still stand by that same statement today. None of what we saw on Night of Champions. Mind you, I know everybody's had their chance to talk about it. Everybody's had their opportunity to give you 2 cents. I haven't had a chance because we've been banned all week. They literally did not allow me to go live until today. So I'm going live today. I want to give my 2 cents of what happened. Then we're going to lead into a little bit of the preview of SmackDown. But before we get there, let's get into the rumor mill that gives people enough time to come on in and give their times to get their notifications and then get into a good spot to listen. Because we need to talk for a little bit. I'll give you about an hour, maybe, hopefully. Like I said again, hit the like button on your way in. Definitely hit the follow button on your way in. Let's stream this thing properly. Let's see what we can do. So, before I get into anything, the rumor mill. This is what I've been seeing. Tonight's episode. And it's just like everybody suspected. Let's start at the top and work our way down. So let's talk Sami Zayn on SmackDown. We'll wait for the match conversation in a minute. So if everybody's just like me, you've seen the leaked footage from tonight's show where they're going to pretty much see Sami comes out. We know at some point Sami, I think, and Cody's going to have a match on tonight's episode. Now, the rumor mill I saw majority of it up until today was Cody took the win, which I expect him to take the win because they have made Jay, and I can't even cocaine, Jay Uso. They've made Jay Uso the Yeet Man himself. I'm gonna call him AKA Toucan Sam. Toucan Sam. Follow me nose, cause he be taking them bumps, cause he be doing something crazy now. I love this Jay Uso. I know they're not gonna give it to Jay. Is the number one jobber at the highest level now. He's going to be the guy that they put in that big-time match, but they're never going to give anything to him anymore. So I don't expect him to get that win tonight. Matter of fact, let me pull the chat room around. You guys probably have an opinion on it already. Hold on. Let me get it in here. Let me get it around, because I know you guys got an opinion. Hold on. Come on, thing. Let me grab you. Why you didn't move? There you go, you winch. Come on, thing. You just don't want me to be great today. Hold on 1 second. There we go. So, yeah, Shed Alive. Come on in, people. My opinion of what's going to happen is going to be this. This is what I think. I think Cody's going to win because, again, for some reason, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins can do no wrong. But let me do that. Matter of fact, I'm motivated. I'm very motivated. Let me just go say this. Let me go and just talk about this Seth Rollins thing. Now, I know I'm probably part of the minority when it comes to Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. But if you've been watching me at any time, you know I've said 1,000,000 times over, Seth Rollins, I don't know who he's dealing with in the back of that show, but he knows he is linked in. They said when you are going to always be in the mix. You're going to always be. I'm going to get to you, Christopher. I watch AEW a little bit, but let me stay on task. Let me stay on focus. So what I've learned is, and I said it on the other episode before they banned it. I said, Seth Rollins, I knew he was going to work his way right back into the title hunt. Seth Rollins is always going to be in the title hunt no matter what. They pretty much have scrapped the whole way that it looked like the whole bloodline storyline was going just to infuse this. And I get it. You people love it. You want to see this. I don't care. I honestly do not like the fact that they've done that. What's going on, Pimpin'? The future? Bring it in, man. Hit the like button. Share it live. Come on in, man. But I'm honestly saying, I'm not a fan. And the only reason I'm not a fan is this. Okay, if you want to do if you want to do Roman versus Seth Rollins, no problem. I'm fine. That's fine. I may not love it, but I know I see it in the comments. A lot of you people, oh God, I love it. The Shield. Oh my God. Oh, if only Dean was around. I get it. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. What I do care about is that these storylines that they do now, they will be in the middle of them, and then they'll just pivot away for no apparent reason. And I just don't get it, and I'm telling you to be honest. First things first. I said this a few months ago. I said, why is he wrestling Fatu? I said, why they got Fatu in this match? Because I know that if he does win, which I knew he wasn't, they were going to make him a transitional champ at best. And then now we're sitting back watching. You done took Fatu from challenging the belt. And they're just remixing. You do know Fatu is playing Jay's role from a few years ago. There, he's doing the exact same thing all over again. He's making him his little right-hand man the whole night. Now, he's actually, this is what it is. Fatu is a mix between Solo and Jay from about 5 years ago. That's what they're doing with his character. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this doesn't make no sense. That didn't make no sense, but it was there. So now he's his little henchman. He don't like Jay. He messed with Jimmy a little bit, but he part of the bloodline. Get it. That's where we at. Solo keep coming out, keep sticking people in their neck. He keep doing it with his thumb. He keeps doing it. So I get it. All this is working, and then all of a sudden, what does Seth Rollins come into play? This makes no sense. Then, oh my God, you said it in the comment already. Who said that? The Future. Future, you said it best. Why in the world did you even put the title on Opal then? You should have put Seth in the tournament. Seth should have won, and then Seth could have fought Roman. At least that would have made more sense. You should have let Braun Breaker beat Seth Rollins in their feud. That way, Braun's trajectory keeps going. Seth goes into the King of the Ring, wins the King of the Ring. He faces Roman, and y'all can have this little match that y'all been dying to have that I could care less about. But this whole Oprah wins the King of the Ring for no apparent reason to turn around and put him in a match with Brock Lesnar. You could have did that without the King of the Ring. That makes no sense to me. Why are they doing it? What did Oprah say on Monday night? The title will always be there. What? You gonna put the second grandest prize of them all on hold, or the grandest prize, whichever way you choose to go, to beat a man with noodle legs? I love TikTok. Man, let me say my stuff with love, because that's what got me in trouble the other day. To face a man like Brock Lesnar, whose legs are unfortunately not what they used to be. I'll say it that way. Brock Lesnar, who is 50 at best, or close to it, I don't know. At best, love him to death. Think he's a Hall of Famer. One of the best that ever do it. Get it, all of that. But what in the world did you let your 28-year-old star go back and forth with him? Like, this makes no sense. And again, this is me just going through what happened at this pay-per-view. This whole that should have never happened. Jay should have won then. Since Jay tonight is going up against Cody for the #1 contendership, it looks like, then why didn't you let Jay win? That way Jay could at least, this could have been more realistic. Then Cody could have came out and said, Jay, no, I lost it. This wasn't supposed to happen this way. I deserve my rematch. And then Jay could say, well, you gonna have to go through me. And then let them wrestle. I don't care, do something. That makes more sense to me than to have Jay go through all of that to get up here. Now, Jay's trajectory. Now, maybe I'm biased because I love the Cocaine Jay. I'm a fan. So maybe my feelings for him is a little biased. But I think you should have let him do that, but no reason for Oprah. If you were going to let Oprah win, you should have let Oprah wrestle Javon. And I say that because Javon needs a spark, the spotlighted moment. And also at the same time, those two put on a hell of a show together. I've seen them before. No, I'm telling you guys, again, this is the part of the show that leans towards race. So if you're of the other race of people and you want to step away, this will be the moment. And this is the Race to Wrestling podcast. Race to Wrestling meaning this. I say all the time on here for all the new people who haven't been here before that I said I must be Nostradamus because I said all of what is happening to the black guys are happening in real time. I said it 6 months ago. Here comes the call up. Boom, here they come. I said, oh my God, here they come. I know it's ready to happen. They're going to figure out a way to get enough juice out of them to where they get some ratings, they can get some merch sales, and then they're going to make sure they never get in the position to do well. Let's talk about it, guys. I have a few minutes. Let's go. First things first, Oba. Again, people keep telling me Oba's that dude. Oba's ready to go. Oba's ready to be that man. But at every turn, they keep making slip-ups. First slip-up. Why did you let Brock Lesnar, the 50-year-old man, beat your 28-year-old star, who is that dude that you said is supposed to dominate for the next 10 years? Why did you let him beat him straight up? That makes no sense. And then you turn around lately, let me fast forward to the other night, then you let Jey Uso, the people say Jay is subpar at wrestling at best, have a full tilt match with the same dude. This makes no sense. You're killing his aura. Excuse me, I love TikTok shop. I love it. You're ruining his aura. Let me say it that way. I don't want to get banned again, guys. I don't want to get banned again. So what I'm saying is this. So if you have that going on with Oba, misstep. Then you go again. Oba win King of the Ring, but now he's not going up for a title. Misstep. These missteps are going to cost him in the long run. Like it or don't like it. It's true. Secondly, I keep saying this about Javon. Javon should have never came up if you were never going to do anything with him. And I understand. He's young. He's this and that. Leave him in NXT then until he gets some meat on his chest. We all see Javon is not part of anything relevant. They bring him out as entertainment. He comes out, he flips around, he bounces off a few things, and then they move on. Javon is not taken serious. Why do I say that, guys, for the people who are new here? Why did they tell that Javon was the future? Javon is going to be the man. Javon is everything. And then Javon turned around. He's doing all the jumping around, and then Ethan Page comes in, and he's in the title hunt. Ethan's ready. Then why did you bring Javon up if you didn't think he was ready? That's Javon. Trick Williams is the one that got me banned. I was talking about trickling lemon pepper stepper himself. Trick Williams, he was another one. People said, well, Trick's the U.S. champion. Trick is in purgatory and SmackDown, having an endless back and forth between, now it's going to be him and Carmelo, I see tonight, that they're talking about. It's going to be a segment between them two, which means I don't care anymore. You want to know why I don't care about Trick versus Melo? Because when you see something, classic example, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, are they going to box on a random Tuesday in a little gym in their prime? Or are you going to put them on pay-per-view TV and make sure it's a box office sale? That's what you're going to do. They gave us Javon versus Trick on the main roster on a random Friday night. It devalued this whole rivalry. I don't care. You cannot say that this is a rivalry we should care about, that he should go to SummerSlam, this, that. No, because you gave it to us on a random Friday night. Secondly, let me say this about Mr. Lemon Pepper Stepper himself. I say this every week and I will continue to say it. They have turned Trick Williams into the next superstar Booker T type wrestler. Now he's a gimmick. He's a coat. He's an entrance. He has and he's in a tag team, whether you like it or not. Yes, they have Trick Lemon Pepper Steppers in a tag team. What do they take wrestlers? They take them to tag teams when they want to bury them. We all heard that before. What are we talking about over here? You saying Brock could be Sami? Oh, what are we talking about? I missed all of that. What we got going on? I agree. I think Roman versus Rollins is gonna be boring. That's me too. I'm with you, Magic. I'm with you. I'm not a fan. And the reason why I say I'm not a fan is because what's the point? I get it. Okay. Oh, we've been waiting on it. What do you say? Nah, Javon is dope. Look, don't let me get wrong. I'm not saying the boy not talented. I'm not saying Trick Williams shouldn't be a freaking star. I'm not saying Oprah should be that dude. What I'm saying is I can see, again, for the people who keep saying, like they use Jay as an example. Jay was boring. He was boring. Of course he was boring. They put him in spots to be boring. I.e., a classic example, another black people, they're doing it too, is they're not doing that to the Street Profits. The Street Profits are boring. They're boring because we don't know them. See, for months and months and months, they went away. Then they come back for weeks and weeks and weeks. They run to the ring. Montez flips over the turnbuckle. Dawkins does that little weird move he does that's athletic. And then they run off into the crowd. How do we know them? What do we know about them? We don't get to feel the emotions. Seth Rollins gets to come to the ring and beat 30 different people every weekend. He gets to sit in the ring. They don't get that to those guys. People say, because Trick gets to talk in the ring. Trick has a mouthpiece. Trick has a buddy. What happens when Yachty goes on the road? Trick's left there by himself. He's never on the main roster been able to sit there and stand on his own 2 feet in that ring. He's always surrounded with people. That's going to stifle him. See, what I don't think people understand is this. Wrestling is like this. Yes, let me say, the supremacy of things. I can't say the words together because it's going to get me in trouble. But it's not direct. It's not straight. It's not going to just stifle all black wrestlers straight up and you're going to see it. No, we have to give you the illusion that we care at times. We have to give you the illusion that it works. But all you have to do is look at the proof in the pudding. You do not go a stretch between Bobby Lashley being with the company was the last time a black man was in a singles match at a pay-per-view and all the way up to Trick Williams at WrestleMania. Then I cannot tell you the last time that you've seen two black men wrestle each other. That's why they took Melo and the title and gave it to Sami. They didn't want to put Melo versus Trick on that pay-per-view card. They needed someone else. These are the hidden hands of things that you see. These are the things to let me know when I'm thinking about ain't crazy. I cannot see what you're saying there on YouTube. Hold on one second. Let me see. I cannot see it. There's too much down there. Hey, I'm going to bring up YouTube. I'm sorry about that, Pepper, but I can't even see it. But I hear you say something. But but no, I'm just saying, you can see it, and I'm watching it now. Again, I'll give you another example, and this one stifles Tiffany and Jade. I say it all the time. Tiffany and Jade both. This is how wrestling used to work. I say it all the time. Wrestling, once you make the pinnacle of wrestling, you do not come back down and wrestle for a lower belt. Why did you take Tiffany Stratton? Then you take Jade, two of your former WWE champions, the pinnacles of all of wrestling, and then have them wrestling for a U.S. title for no apparent reason, just to put a bridge between them two to go against Charlotte. You could have just made her go against Charlotte. I was Tiffany, I would say, no, hey, this belt's pretty, because I think the U.S. title is actually the best looking belt they have. But that's just my personal opinion. But I would say to them, no, I understand. It's a gorgeous belt, love it, would love to have it, but no. I've been that champ, write me in a different storyline. I don't want to hold that belt. I need to be up there at all times. And then two, because the reason why I say that too is because it invalidates the championship when you get up here. You don't want to see the person wrestling for the big dog belt and he come down and he wrestling for the hardcore title. You don't want that. That ain't gonna mean nothing. That's just my personal opinion. But anyways, I digress. Well, look. Let me say this too. And I only want to say that about that. That's the only thing about it. And then, let me say this too. Let me go for the people who like Royce Keys. I like Royce Keys too. Royce Keys just need an edge up, line up, and an outfit change. I do agree with that, just like Dawkins. He needed too. I love him. Athletic, but he needs an outfit change. They can do all of that, and it still ain't gonna do no good. Hobbs is a gangster. This dude right here is as powerful as ever. Don't see it. At best, he's gonna be your next Ahmed Johnson, and he's gonna cash out. That's what they're gonna do to him. It always happens. It's amazing that I can be right so many times. Because I'm always be right when it comes to this, because it always happens to the black wrestler. Anyway, let's get back into the thing. Let me finish what I was saying about the things that upsetted me about the Night of Champions. That's what I meant. Hit the like button, shut a lie. He said the only reason they have Tiffany and Jade at the U.S. title pictures because they are... Well, look, that's Triple H's fault they ain't putting no stars out there, okay? Like I said, I agree. Sol Ruger's amazing, but Sol Ruger's moveset is not built for a bunch of women that all botch. It ain't gonna look good. And people say I give Sol Ruger a pass. I'm not giving her a pass. I'm saying I have seen her timing be off, yes, just like everybody else. But I've also seen Charlotte timing is gone. Charlotte legs is gone. Charlotte's out of there. I love Charlotte. I think Charlotte one of the best they ever had. But Charlotte's timing is slow now. So Sol Ruger being the fact that she can't move like that with everybody because it's gonna look botchy. Because you know the women, they timing issues is horribly bad. It shows every week. But so that's the only thing about Sol Ruger. Then you got to think about the rhythm. I think Chelsea's cool. I always say Io's the best wrestler they got. She just undersized, so I can't take her serious. I'm tired of looking at Alexa be up there. I can't go with Bailey. Okay, even though I don't know if my man in here, but I still say they need to bring Shayna Baszler back and put her in the tag team with Natty, and they call them Studs to Buds. And let them go. That'll be amazing. I agree with you. They got to get the rep. They do need to get the reps, and they're not doing it enough. They're not. You said, I like Chelsea. Let me say, all the women are not back. Like Tonight Show, they told me they got a 6-man tag. I actually think they need to shake up Jade's crew. And this is no joke. It ain't because I just love her. I just think her personality fits better. They should have put Jada Parker in there with Jade. Jada Parker personality, even though, yes, I'm biased. That girl is gorgeous. Jay's a lucky man. But I love her, but she needs to be in there with her. She needs to be in there. She needs to be in there. You could either take Michi or the other one. I don't even care. Because they don't fit to me. And then, like I say, so they're going to have a 6-man tonight, and I don't really care about none of that stuff. But anyway, let me keep moving on. Question to anybody in the chat room, can somebody tell me if it's true or not? Is Paul Heyman not with Division anymore? Because it seems like he just don't ditch them. He gone. Is it true? Is he still with them? Because I don't even think he's with them no more. Somebody tell me. Hit the like button. Man, share the line, man. We got you for a few more minutes. Let me read that here too. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah, you're right. Every week they say the same thing until they didn't say no more about Michael Cole. I saw the message now. I just had to get real close. I'm blind. I'm old. I'm very old. You said, so Heyman left him. So I'm going to tell you, you could feel it. I'm telling you, body language tells everything. Look, let me slow this down real second. I want to tell y'all something. If I owned a wrestling organization, I always tell people this. If I owned one, there's certain tweaks and changes I would do, even if I was at WWE, that I would do to make a difference. This would make wrestling so much better. The less people know, the better. Since they have a pre-show and a post-show and things like this, none of those people would know the outcome. Big E and his whole crew, none of them would know the outcome. They need to go up there and talk just like us as a fan and tell them what they like and don't like. Hope what they hope and don't want. They don't need to know nothing. That's one. Two, I always say in the ring, same thing. They don't need to know nothing. Even the wrestler, when I walk out to the ring and you walk out to the ring, I hold the title, you want it. Neither one of us knows until the referee is going to get the call from the back on what the answer is going to be, or he may even know. I don't even care. But no one needs to know. That way you will come out and give the energy you're supposed to. Imagine, let's remind you, some of these wrestlers don't like each other. So imagine the company says, hey, you got to go out and drop it to X, Y, and Z tonight, and you don't want to. That energy, for some of these guys, you're going to feel it. That's why when they get to the ring, they don't wrestle well. That's why when they come down the ramps, you can tell their energy is low. They are feeling the fact they don't want to do this. But if you don't know yourself until you hit a spot, it's going to make for better TV. And the reason why I'm saying all that is because as I'm sitting back and watching wrestling now, is I can tell through body language, people like Paul Heyman didn't want to be in that group. I don't know who came up with the idea. I don't know if it was because of the injuries or what, but you could tell he did not want to be in that group. He didn't come out with them that often. It really was on like when Braun was gone, it was almost, hey, Paul gone too while Braun was gone. So I get it. It just, to me, I think this is my issue with wrestling. You have Trick Williams, who is fresh, young, new, and is moving the needle. People loving on this dude. He's all over TV. He's all over social media. I'm seeing him in my timeline. You know who I don't see? I don't see Logan Paul. I know he runs in out there, but I don't see, what's the other boy there? I keep forgetting his name. But you know what I'm talking about. The other visionary, the other group. God, what is his name? I'm drawing a blank like crazy right now. I can't think of his name. But anyway, I don't see, these dudes are not doing anything to move the needle. So, Triple H, what do you think is better suited for the company? What do you think? If you had put somebody like a Trick Williams in position to do that, oh, he's fresh and he's new. You act like, so what? Y'all need an infusion of something different, a new storyline, something we can sink our teeth into. How about this? Before I get there, how about run a storyline like this? This is what I say. How about take a guy like a Trick Williams. You could take a Trick Williams. Even better, Montez, because I always say this about Montez. Montez's career is not going to pan out as a single star under these conditions that Triple H them like to do if they make him a singles guy. If they're not going to foster, he's not going to get the Chad Gables thing where they're going to give sympathy and set up a whole storyline and he gets to come out and talk and they put people all around him and play. They're not going to give it to Montez. They're going to say, Montez, you're up, go out, try to make it happen. But there's not going to be any type of energy behind him. So I'm going to say the only way Montez could be a star as a solo guy in the WWE the way he currently is this. He has to do it this way. Montez needs to be the guy. They need to have a tournament like they had at King of the Ring. He needs to enter in and be like the most underdog when it comes to the Elimination Chamber. Matter of fact, do it next year. Do it this way. Everyone knows whoever wins at Royal Rumble is going on to face the person at Wrestle. And then, the Elimination Chamber comes. They always throw people in there that's exciting, but we never think they're going to win. I.e. Sami Zayn. He just won the match the other night. Same thing. So Sami, if it's good for the guy who looks almost unhoused, I'm using my words carefully because I want to say other things. If it's good for the guy who has no muscle tone and looks unhoused and he can win the WWE, why can't you take Montez for it? Put him in the Elimination Chamber again like he did last time. Kill it, win the title, go on to WrestleMania, sneak out a win like no one ever expect. Yes, people are going to be mad. People are going to be happy. People are going to be talking, but that's what's going to be happening. Ratings are going to be happening. Because they're going to say, oh my God, Montez went from a tag team to this. This is crazy. Now, it's on Montez to go out every week. When he has to speak, he's going to have to speak and make us believe. But it's up to him. But I don't think the WWE can afford to keep doing this. Hey, let's just reinvent Seth Rollins again and put him in position. Because that's all they're doing. And honestly, to be honest with you, if they're making him wrestle now, this ain't going to be, I'm going to go ahead and call it. It ain't going to be one time. They're not. They're going to drag this hole between Seth and him at least 2-3 times before the season, that's the season, before the year is up. I'm telling you, it's all coming. It's gonna happen. And the only reason I say that, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll be wrong. But one thing I know about WWE, they like to take these older guys that they like and they just gonna run them in the ground. And remember, you guys, multiple things that still has to come. Drew has to be finishing up his movie soon. Punk is getting juiced, so he's gonna be back soon. So the juice Punk and everything else, you know it's coming. So with that happening, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You know there's no place for any of these young guys to come up now. Braun is the only one that I see they may let it sleep through. And let's be honest, let's go back. Why are they disrespecting Gunther? Mind you, we all said, we don't like this dude. We don't want him here. Get Gunther out of here. He's boring. The whole nine. WWE said, nope, you're gonna get more Gunther. You're gonna get him again. To now all around, to turn around now, and he's irrelevant. He just went out and retired everybody, and they made him irrelevant. I don't get it. Makes no sense to me. And they don't make no sense to them. Anyways, I digress. Let me leave that alone. But I do want to say that about the Street Profits. I don't see them having a good run. It's going to be boring. Again, can the brothers, God, for daggon's sake, can the brothers get on a pay-per-view with those titles? Can they get on a show that actually matters? I'm pulling for the Street Profits to finally get on the pay-per-view. I'm pulling for Melo to finally get on the pay-per-view. Come on, man. We talking about Carmelo Hayes. We don't get this man. Mind you, I get it. He's smaller than the rest of them. But y'all made this man the #1 draft pick. And then you turned around and told us, nah. Nah, I'd bear him down there on SmackDown. And I'm going to tell y'all something else too. Y'all may not believe it, but think about it this way. Why is it that I pretty much, all of the talent that they said was going to be superstars down there on SmackDown and don't nobody watch SmackDown? That's why they down there. That's why Trick Williams holding the belt. Trick Williams right now is the buffer. Trick Williams is the reason for people to come in and say to you, it's no reason this is not raising Trick Williams has the belt. Trick Williams is in purgatory. Nobody wants that title. They have devalued the United States title. You say, yeah, I think, what about Gunther? Well, I think they did, honestly, I think what's messing him up now is that they put him up there, they pushed him to the top, and then they had nowhere to go with him. Honestly, I'm gonna say this about Gunther. Now they got Gunther with the beef with what's the guy's name? The GM. I know he upset about that. I know that he's ticked off that y'all done put me in the pinnacle of success, and now y'all got me wrestling. I can't even think of the dude's name. Yeah, Atlas, whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I digress. Hit the like button, share the live, people. Let's keep it going. Like I said, my whole thing, again, let me say some other things too. Let me say this. A few things about wrestling, I just got to get out the way and just gonna say. One, I'm not even an LA Knight fan, but y'all got to get that man a shot before y'all keep giving Seth 32 shots. LA Knight has put in his time. I'm not even a fan, but that man has put in his time. Why y'all keep jobbing this man out the same way you job out Jey Uso? Jay, I would be like this, look, man, look, I'd rather be in the entertainment picture if y'all just gonna keep making me job out to everybody. Jimmy, oh my God. Like tonight, they said Jimmy and Fatu has a segment together. Can, for the love of God, y'all stop jobbing Jimmy? LA Knight. You know who LA Knight is. LA Knight, I feel bad for him at this point, man, because mind you, I get it. He had a few slips. But again, wrestling is bot central now, so I don't get it. You said segment is super minimal. It's minimal. Oh, God. Lord Jesus. So Jimmy still didn't do nothing spectacular on the show. Yeah, I mean, look, let's go and talk about it. I done skipped the main topic. That's Sami Zayn. Let's just say, look, let me say this. WWE, I get it when it came to Mick Foley. Mick Foley had put in his time, effort, energy, and I get it. He didn't have the look, but Mick Foley also did something that Sami Zayn, up to this point, hasn't done. Mick Foley Yes, all these guys sacrificed their life, but Mick Foley took it to another level. He set a standard with sacrificing your body and then those Hell in the Cells. He has the legs. Now, I know they came after. I think it came after. But he solidified the reason why they chose him. Sami, on the other hand, and this is no disrespect. Sami is a mid-carder at best. He is, like I say, I don't get it. Again, let's just be honest. The way the world works of entertainment is this. If you're going to be that dude, you want to be that dude, so all the men want to be you and all the ladies want to give it to you. Allegedly. I don't know. And then either that or you're going to be a gimmick that's going to be something terrifying, i.e. Kane, The Undertaker, that thing. Or you just going to have a character that is so outlandish, so crazy that no one else can do it. Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, because I really do believe when they was hitting them bumps that they believed that they were those people. Sami, on the other hand, he looks unhoused. He has no muscle tone. He went to Saudi Arabia, and I remember the fans. The people keep trying to say something different. I remember them booing. So it's just, to me, he's not the dude. And then for you guys to take this, mind you, in that match, you know how bad that match was, that no one cared. If ended a 3-1, but we were all upset that they gave it. I knew it. I told you agree with me. Macho Man and Warrior believe they was really them dudes. They did. And that's why they were so believable. Darby's like that. Yeah, Darby believes. Hey, let me say this. I didn't know nothing about that Darby dude until my daughter said, she said to me, she was like, Pops, sit down. Sit down. I don't think she in there today. She normally be in, but I don't think she in there today. She was like, sit down. You need to watch AEW's Double or Nothing. I sit there and watch that. The whole entire show was fire. And I ain't know nobody, really, but a handful of people. Fire. Then you come back to WWE and ain't nothing working. Oh, don't get me started. What's your name? I can't see your name, but when you think you were talking about what Kofi, don't get me started on Kofi losing his title. That fits into my narrative that I tell people all the time. Look, I can run through wrestling. I'm going to say it this way for the people who are new here. Just look at it this way. WWE and other places are trying to convince you that this happens. Black people are the most athletic people on the planet Earth. Black people are also the most creative people on earth. You don't have to like me. Just take all the genres of music, all of the dance styles. These things are things that we create at all times, stuff that we do all the time. We are some of our humorous people, are some of the most world-renowned people. Eddie Murphy, these people, Richard Pryor, these are world-renowned people. And you try to tell us in this sports, we dominate everything worldwide. Everybody wants to be like Mike. But then you turn around and take a planned sport when all you're doing is picking and choosing people at this point. Picking and choosing. I appreciate the gift. I can even see who did it. But you're picking and choosing, and you're trying to tell us in wrestling that you can't find anyone other than The Rock, which I love him too. That was my dude. You're trying to convince the world that was the only one that you could find in 40-some years. No. What it is, Booker T was amazing. Booker T could be top 5. They have Becky Lynch over Booker T. That's how much they disrespected him. And Booker T still had a great career, but it could have been better. You cannot tell me that you cannot scour the world, the internet, that you don't have people all over the world now, that you can't find some charismatic, some dude, some black guy that you said, this dude gonna take us to the level. I love Oba. Let him be Oba. I say this right now. I said this about Oba one time. I said, Oba right now, I like him, but I don't love him. I'm going to tell you why I don't love Oba. Oba ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. Your name is the ruler. If you the ruler, then you need to dominate everybody. That's why I didn't like the fact they let Brock Lesnar beat him. Y'all kind of setting the stage saying this man is the ruler. Well, I need him to act like the ruler. I don't want no humility. I want cockiness. I will smash you and I back it up. That's what Oba should be right now. The problem is the company will never let that black man dominate like that. I say this about Trick Williams. Trick Williams, he is so charismatic. When you go into the ring, out the ring, it doesn't even matter. He is so good at what he does. All you have to do is give him the stage. If he falls, let him fall. But you give him the stage, and there's going to be a lot of money made, and there's going to be a lot of eyes put on him. They don't want to do it. You think people, when people say that would be crazy for them not to want to do it if they believed it. Yes, they do it all the time. I don't like to take, when I do the podcast, I like to keep it about wrestling, but I'll make an outside reference point of sports. And I'll show you the difference. Colin Kaepernick still was in the top 15 when it came to his numbers in his last season in the NFL. This is a guy who had been to the NFC Championship game multiple times, Super Bowl, almost won the Super Bowl, a couple of plays away from winning the Super Bowl. They tried to convince you there was no collusion, there was nothing going on, there was this and the third. That means to tell me there were certain teams in the last 10, 15 years that were a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl, and all of them agreed, we're not going to go win this Super Bowl if we have to go through him. You see how sometimes you prioritize other things over money? This is what WWE does every day. There are times issue. A prime example. You know, like I know, the whole feud between Booker T and Triple H ended in the way that it was not supposed to. You did not get the climax. That is like watching a movie and getting the outcome that you do not want at the end after you invested 2 hours of your time. That's what they did with that. Why? Because they did not want him to win. Wrestling is a good old boy sport. People say, oh, that's not true. It is true. You don't have to agree with me. I know how it goes. How do you know that? Kofi was just boring. Of course Kofi was boring if you put Kofi Kingston in the position to be boring. The same way I keep telling you right now, what did I start with? I said about Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been the architect. He's been Seth freaking Rollins. Seth Rollins gets to reinvent himself. When he got super stale, put the mouthpiece of wrestling with him to keep him relevant. Then you put all the good new talent around him. You're going to keep him relevant. And then what did he do? He just sneaks into the title picture with Roman Reigns for no apparent reason. Why isn't the commissioner coming out and says, I'm sorry, you can't just skip the line, sir? Who are you? Why are we giving you a title shot right now? You've done nothing. No, you just over. Let's just put over to the side. These people are willing to break their own rules to keep that brother from getting to the position he's supposed to get to. Y'all realize that's what's happening. King of the Ring goes in and wrestles someone else. That means that they have other plans for the heavyweight title. They have other plans for the Universal title or the Undisputed title. And they said it doesn't include these people. See, y'all say that about Braun, but I think Braun, you know what Braun is in the future? Let's give you an example. This is how Braun versus Seth should have ended in the cage. Since anyway, he was going to challenge Roman right behind it anyway. You could have let Braun cheat to win. I don't care, but Braun should have came out and win. Braun's trajectory got halted against Seth. Seth didn't need that win. He's already beat Braun. So Braun needs to beat him to validate himself as being up there. Braun's intense. Braun has the look. Braun acts well. He may not be great on the mic. I agree with you. But there's nothing wrong with him, man, outside of that. That's why Paul Heyman was there. But no, they didn't even want him at this point because of Seth freaking Rollins. To me, it makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get why did they go so far to do this, to open them in, to do that. I do get it. Don't get me wrong. For the new people, I'm not slow. I understand how the world works. I understand what they do and what they don't like to do. I understand at the top, we're going to get force-fed Cody Rhodes no matter what. Cody can win the belt, but Fatu's not good enough. Cody can win, or Punk can come back and win the belt at 50 years old. But your 28, 29-year-old studs just can't seem to get it done. Y'all do realize, most of the time, if you put a 28, 29-year-old stud that actually knows, that's like an MMA fighter. At 28, 29 MMA fighter versus a 50-year-old MMA fighter, I'm going with the 28-year-old. Y'all both have the same skill set, and this dude's younger, got more strength and everything. He can whoop up on you. Now, you may have old man strength, but old man strength only work on people who ain't skilled. Bronson do need to come back. Didn't somebody say he popped up the other day? I didn't even get to check. Didn't they say he popped up on him? I know he looks better when I saw the pictures of him. I just don't want Bronson Reed. Bronson right now, he's enough. Give him a push. He don't need to be with nobody else right now. Let him roll. No, this is my desires for the show. Hold on, what'd you say now? I don't know. I don't think they have announced the matches for Saturday Night Main Event. At least I haven't seen it. But to be honest with you, I'm tired of watching them. Those are some of the most boring shows we watch all together, them Saturday Night Main Events. They are horrible when they put those together. Look, let me just say, this is my desire for wrestling, and I think this is the only thing that's going to save it at this point. To be equal. Let me explain what I mean. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to hold you guys up too much today. I'm going to just keep it simple. What I mean is this. There are people in that ring that has raw ability to do it. Great. Let's look at it. First things first, you look at this motherfucker, wrestle. I love it. Then they said, let's see how he acts. Because acting is a bit important. And WWE should have an actor or an acting coach on staff. I don't know if they do or don't, but they need acting coaches on staff 24/7. Don't leave that to the wrestler. Don't leave it to them to figure out how to convey their. No, they need training. Remember, wrestlers are nothing more than stuntmen that are superstars, that are well-known stuntmen. Let's put it that way. So being that they're stuntmen, all you got to do is allow them to do it, but those characters need to be authentic to what they want to do. Let the person come up with their own persona. It's very simple. Sink or swim. Let them go out there. Let them do it. I promise you, stars will rise to the top. Look, WWE does not have a talent problem. They have stars on their roster. They just have people in the front that don't want to make it a way it's going. They don't want to allow them to shine. What did you say in here? I said, you asked about Jade. Jade is this. Jade, I'm gonna say this. Let me get Jade her love. I'm gonna say this. I'm with everyone else. Jade, when she got to the WWE, I agree she should have came through NXT. I agree you should have left her down there and let her get her skill set up to the level, because as you watch her lately, she has gotten leaps and bounds better at wrestling than she was even this time last year. I think Jade has done that. I always tell people like this, I knew that was going to happen because she's a specimen. You just got to give someone time to get comfortable, especially, y'all got to think, it's thousands of people in these crowds, and then millions of people are watching at home. So even now, my biggest issue was her acting. Because I don't believe she ain't that B. She ain't. She needs an acting coach. She needs an acting coach, and she needs to sit down with someone. And I don't mean because she has trauma. I'm talking about when you sit down with a psychiatrist, sometimes you start finding out why you tick the way you tick. Not always needed because of trauma. So I'm not projecting it on that sister. But I think if she sat with one of them and sat down with an acting coach, once she believes she is Jade Cargill, Storm, that B, or whatever she want to call herself, then what you're going to see is a next level superstar. The same thing I think Rhea could have been, but Rhea lost way too much muscle mass, and now she's weak. That's what I think of Jade. But they're going to fumble her too. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, but anything else I had to say off that before I get to the because ain't much else happened on the pay-per-view, did it? I think about LA Knight, the Usos, I don't know what they're doing with them. They just walking around right now, just being in segments. That's all they do now. I really don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't care nothing about the women. On tonight's show, I heard they got something. Brie Bella's supposed to be in a singles match with this Laney woman. I don't know who she is. Don't really care. This whole experiment with You Are Cursed. Liv Morgan, I always say this about Liv. My thing of Liv is this. She's a little undersized. I'm a fan of this. Okay, let me say it this way. Let me slow it down and I'll get to my point. Women's wrestling needs to be this. Y'all need to go ahead and set a standard that women's wrestling is no longer going to be a little woman sport. So all you need to go after are women at least 5'6" or taller at all times. Now, I don't know, Liv is probably hovering around 5'5", 5'6", she looks like it. So I will let her in on exception because of one thing. Liv is one of the best actresses they have on their staff. Her and that Stephanie McCurry thing, when she had them, I got in trouble for bullying last time because I said I made a joke about how she looked after her and Stephanie McCurry had her run in. But after that, she's a star. That woman's an actress. That's how I feel about her. Oh no, I'm going Trish because I think Trish was cuter. I'm sorry. Trish was attractive. Liv just cool. Especially Liv now. Liv don't look the best no more. I don't know what happened. Her eyes still ain't right after taking that L from wasn't it? But I'm gonna take Trish all day. Trish was probably one of the better looking ones that they had. That's just me, personally. What else y'all got here? Hold on, somebody said something. Hold on. They're not gonna ever bring Zillow over there. I don't think they're ever gonna bring Zillow. I think what they do a lot of teasing, and when they finally do, the storyline gonna be so stale that his introduction ain't gonna hit like you think. Like right now, let me go and say this about the Bloodline. The Bloodline needs to actually just go like this. I think Jay, and this is my personal feeling. You don't like it, I don't care. Okay, this is my personal feeling. Because the way everything is panned out so far, Jay should go down to SmackDown, win the WWE title. Then he comes back in, and again, he needs to be Cocaine Jay. He needs to be out here just his crazy self. He need to be doing that, all that Jay. Just keep being that Jay. When they be like, Jay, and I'm loving to run it back, and it's ticking people, oh, that's a good ad. I'm telling you, I rocks with it. And so what he needs to do, go win that title. And then he needs to go stand next to Roman. And then what happens is, let Fatu come in. Like, you keep letting him do his thing. Let Jimmy come in. Jimmy obviously seems to be fine being third and fourth, fifth fiddle. Let him be. I don't care. And let him be over there. And then I would basically force Solo to join the group. That's what I would do. Force him to join the group. Solo's in the group too. We are all at full capacity. But this is how we break up. Jay, every time Roman steps in the front, stick that little hand up. Jay steps right beside him. And all a little bit in front of him. You know how it go. And Jay said to himself, whoa. You got the little bitty belt. I got the big dog belt. Okay? And then let them, like you said, they only have to go against each other. Jay can just say, I'm out. I don't need you no more. And be gone. He be out. And then from that point, I'm going to be honest with you, Roman's going to be mad. He just turned on us, but we don't need him this and the third. And then Jimmy, for one, Jimmy needs to say, man, I've been sitting underneath all y'all, and all I've watched is everybody go off and be a star. Even Fatu come in, who y'all say he want nothing more than a criminal. He done came in and made himself a star. And all I've done is made everybody else look good around me. Jimmy needs to turn on everybody. And I mean, because mind you, he got, out of all of them, he has the best super kick. Because y'all remember he gave, wasn't it, the super kick from hell, when he gave Sami and that super kick and that night with Kevin Owens. That was a beautiful night. That was a wonderful ending to a show. I loved it. So Jimmy needs to do that. I don't want to see Jimmy versus Jay no more. Yeah, I don't want to see that. I didn't say Jimmy versus Jay. I ain't say that. I don't want to see that either. You saw how that played out last time. What I mean is, we ain't saying Jimmy has to be. Jimmy can literally go down to the Intercontinental level. I don't care. I just need for him to say he ain't no more gonna sit up underneath all them folks no more. And kick him in the head. And then once Jimmy does that, Fatu gonna say, man, don't nobody else respect the tribal chief. I'm gonna disrespect him. And then he does it. And then break them all up. That's how you can break them all up. I don't have an issue with it. Something. If you're not going to make them run together now, the only alternative, which I'm okay with as of right now, and the only reason why I'm okay with the Bloodline being together is for one reason only. I think they should suck up all the belts. So beat the Street, let them beat the Street Profits. Let Jimmy and Fatu beat the Street Profits, come to tag champs. Let Jay win the WWE title, and then let them dominate for a while. Now, the reason why I say that, and then let Fatu Zillow come in and take the Intercontinental belt. Let them come in like that. I say do that. If you ain't gonna do it, people say, why would you do that? Because you ain't got no better storyline. No one cares about Cody. No one cares. No. No one cares about Gunther. No one cares. No. No one cares if Cody wrestles Randy. No one cares. No. No one cares. We don't. I'm sorry. You've made us to where you wanted to put Seth Rollins against the world, and it was CM Punk while Seth Rollins was out against the world, to the point we don't care. Do y'all realize last year they nurtured no rivalries? They just let CM Punk wrestle everybody that was at the top of the roster at some form of fashion. Doing all of these injuries, that's the time you start elevating people. Injuries are happening. Remember, we would not have Stone Cold 316. I just, you know what? If it wasn't for an injury, I mean, well, Triple H messed up. Y'all remember Triple H was supposed to win King of the Ring that year. He was punished. So he calls on someone else. Stone Cold wasn't even supposed to be there, dude. He got his position. He took it and ran with it. Give these people a shot, man. God damn. Yes, we need Montez Ford. Montez Ford need to do it now. Because, see, people keep saying, give him a little time. No, he's 36. His time has already came that he needed to get his time from. He needs his shot now. You say, playing third wheel. What are you saying? Yes, I love it. Let Naomi, when she get back with that caution, because I love Naomi. That's my girl. Let Naomi get back with that caution. When she get back, she said, Jimmy, stop being third. I agree, third field. Stop doing that. Stop allowing them people to just run all over top of you. You that dude, you the one with all the... And then let Jimmy pull them big pearly teeth out, because Jimmy's funny. Jimmy can act. Him and Solo are very good actors. Jay admits. That's why I say I like Crash Out Jay, or I call Cocaine Jay. But I love this version of Jay because even though he out of breath, even though he don't speak well when he on it, you just feel him, and I like it. Run it back. I be like, run that shit back. But they could do that. I just think that this company has the ability and it has the talent to be able to do it. They're just not going to do it. Yes, Jimmy deserved better. I promise. I agree with you. Anyways, how much time have I been on here? Oh, yeah, we right at an hour. Yeah, people, that's all it is. I wanted to give my 2 cents because I honestly say this about the company, and then I'm going to get out of here. This whole Sami Zayn thing upset me to, like, my core. It bothered my spirit so bad. And it bothered me so bad because they tell black men who have actual talent, who have the muscle tone, who has the look, who has the following, who has the potential to be something amazing. They'll tell them at all times, we missed that. It just didn't work out. No, you know what you're doing. You know why Bobby Lashley, look, for all the people who the new people here, for the people here, everyone should know, like I know, the only reason why Shelton Benjamin or Bobby Lashley isn't Brock Lesnar is because they didn't want them to be. Paul Heyman could have easily been with one of them, or they could look for the black Paul Heyman. Put me in there, champ. Put me in, coach. I'll be the mouthpiece. I'll go up there and talk for these brothers and let them know, talk with my full freaking chest and say, Bobby, get him. And then I can beat up Paul Heyman. I got lug around. Me and Paul Heyman would be like Ric Flair and what's my man? I can't think of his name right now. That was an amazing night. I cannot think of his name right now. Anyways, let me stop messing with y'all. But look, anybody got anything else you want to talk about? Otherwise, I'm going to get on out here. But look, we got banned Monday. Like, again, hit the like button, hit the share button. And again, if you on any of the pages watching, if you do not hit this follow button, subscribe button, I promise you, they're not going to show it again. So you better hit the notification, and they still probably ain't going to send it to you. But I can promise you, I'm not going to come across your timeline again. So if you like the conversation, I appreciate for people who do show up. So go ahead and hit the follow button. Let brother know we do. All we do is talk this. And honestly, the name of the show is called Race to Wrestle. But it's not, as you can see, a heavy show on race. We just state the obvious when it comes to the racial aspect of things. I've watched, even in the women's division, I've watched so many of the generic, and I think I stopped talking about what I was talking about with taller women. Now, I've seen so many generic white T women that are out there, and no disrespect to them, just saying is that, you can't grow that sport, women's wrestling, if you don't give the fans something different, something new. Last thing I'll say, I won't even make it about their gender or their race. I'll make it about the storyline. Like I know, fellas, ladies who are in these spaces right now, all the reality TV is pretty much geared towards women, correct? Because women have drama all day long. Why don't these companies introduce some of this reality show type of drama into wrestling? Why isn't two women not beefing over some dude that they like both at the same time? Did they really fighting so we can kill? Why we don't have someone beefing with someone else because she don't feel like she belongs to be here because she new booty here, she don't supposed to be here? We don't get this. We get the same, as somebody said last episode, we get the same Rhea versus EO Care Bear story. They regurgitate EO, they regurgitate Rhea. We're gonna regurgitate when they get too stale, they bring Charlotte back when she ain't injured. Baylor get in there, and then you be like, okay. But it's the same thing over and over and again. Women have drama. Let me say this about women's wrestling, and I will get out of here. Women's wrestling deserves better. I promise you multiple things. If you do them at one time, I always say this, women's wrestling may eclipse men's wrestling because women have become girls run the world. It is what it is. So you need to stop playing and letting old white T men write for young black and white T women. Allow them women to figure out things. Don't be afraid to get on the racial line. Hold on. I got a notification. Hold on. They're giving me puzzles. Hold on. They always trying to mess me up. Hold on. Give me a second. Come on, thing. Hold on, people. See, they know what they're doing. Anyways, I'm ready to get off anyway. But they need to just stop allowing these people to do that. They need to just honestly stop doing it to these girls, but give them some real matches, give them some real reasons to fight, and lower the ring post. Again, we are in the 2026. You can mechanically on the same show have the turnbuckle go down by maybe 1 or 2 feet just for the women. You don't even have to make reference. On commercial break, lower the ring 2 feet. That way they're not bouncing off the middle rope or trying to get to the top rope and they look weird. They'll be more fluid in the ring. When the women are wrestling, give them a storyline that we can all sink our teeth into. You know that Bianca and Naomi, Bianca was sleeping with Jimmy. And then we found out Naomi was sleeping with Montez. And then, and mind you, I get it. It's catty, but it's going to bring in some viewership. You can do these things. And then, too, for the love of God, find that woman, find that lady who makes China look like she may have been the beginning, but this new woman is going to take it to the next level where you need your Hollywood Hulk Hogan in the women's division. And it can't just be the girl who comes out and she's the next Trish Stratus. No. If you're going that route, it ain't going to win. If you're trying to be leader, it ain't going to go there. Jade is the closest, and Rhea is the closest that you have to looking completely different than what you needed to be, and both of them are still missing something. They're both, I think, are going to be Hall of Famers at the end. I don't care what no one says. I know y'all know Rhea's going to be. But they're both missing something to make them that dude. There's only 2. People like to throw John Cena in. John Cena was manufactured. I don't agree. It's only Hulk Hogan and The Rock. Now, these guys transcended wrestling. Everyone else could have been A-plus wrestlers. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold. These people are A1 wrestlers. But those 2 are the only 2 who really transcended wrestling. You need that woman right now. That's what you need. And you're right. Sami didn't need the title. But anyway, again, guys, I appreciate you for showing up. Let me go get my patootie out of here. Appreciate you guys for showing up. I'm going to pop on head on out of here today. And we'll be back on Monday. Look, let's do it on Tuesday. That way, because ain't nothing happening on SmackDown tonight. Unless something great or amazing happens tonight. And I said the same thing. I said, get that man. I don't even like LA Knight, but I was like, get that man a chance. Please get that man a chance, because he need it at this point. LA Knight and Drew McIntyre is probably the 2 most disrespected white men in wrestling. Has to be. But anyways, I digress. But anyways, guys, I'm going to pop my head, like I said, out of here today. I'm going to talk to you guys on the next one. Hold on one second while I get this pulled up. I'm going to talk to you guys on the next